So during quarantine, I recently just rewatched all five Pirates of the Caribbean films, and I thought it'd be fun to stop and rank all five Pirates of the Caribbean films from the worst to the best. And before I give you guys my ranking, let me know your guys' ranking down in the comment section below. Which ones do you love? Which ones do you hate? Which one's more in the middle? Secondly, even the one that's in last place, I don't hate any of these films. Even the one that's in last place, I can still watch and at least enjoy the experience. So without further ado, let's get into it. Coming in last place, I have Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tale. Now, I know a lot of people really enjoyed this film and thought it was a much more better improvement from the fourth film, but for me, this is one of the most disappointing films I've ever seen. Now, I don't think this film is terrible. I don't think it's awful. Just as a film compared to the original four Pirates of the Caribbean films, this feels very dull and it feels very safe. Something I love so much about On Stranger Tides is, when we'll get to it in a second, is how much it took risks. This film just feels very safe and very samey, and in my opinion, it doesn't work out as much as I would want it to, and as good as I would want it to, because there's a lot of good sequences in Pirates 5. There's a lot of good ideas in this film. There's some good Jack Sparrow moments. I would say Salazar's a pretty good villain. I would say, there's still some fun ideas thrown into this. I would say there's still some fun action set pieces. But overall, this film is just very dull. Johnny Depp's performance in this film doesn't work for me. He just seems tired and like he does not want to do this franchise anymore. Everyone else just kind of seems very tired. Barbossa performance is still really cool and all, and he's just super over the top, which I like. But his death and the dad reveal just does not work for me. This has a lot of continuities with the Compass and the previous films and how they work. And especially on the Compass, there's just so many plot holes with that if the Compass leaves Jack's size, it will release Salazar. And that kind of just messes up from the first four films because Jack's given the compass to Will before. I'm sure Gibbs took the compass before while Jack was sleeping. So there's just so many plot holes with that. And this film is just dull from beginning to end. Coming in fourth place is the very hated On Stranger Tides. Now, I'm one of the few people who really like On Stranger Tides. I don't think it's a perfect film by any means, but it's a super fun film from beginning to end. Johnny Depp's performance I still think is really strong as Captain Jack, even though it starts to lose a little bit of the charisma that he had from the first three films. He's still really good. Ian McShane as Blackbeard, I don't think he's an amazing villain by any means, but the design is pretty cool and he has some cool sequences. The film's pretty well shot. It's one of the most expensive films of all time, so the film looks pretty gorgeous, even though it doesn't look as good as the original three. And the film's just, there's worse ways to spend 2 hours and 17 minutes. This is a fun film that you can pop on. You don't have to think about much. You can just watch it. Again, this isn't an amazing film, but I think people were expecting a spectacular film, and they got a decent film. I don't think this film's amazing. I don't think it's great. I think it's good, but it's not incredible. There's some problems with the film. First of all, it's quite bland. There's not any memorable moments. There's not a lot of interesting sequences. There's not a lot of moments like the first three had. So it's a very kind of bland film from start to finish. There's not anything that kind of is unique about Pirates 4. And the film at times just kind of doesn't look as good as the original 4. But still, I think this film has enough originality where you can still really enjoy it. Coming in third place, I have At World's End, the epic conclusion to what should have been the Pirates franchise, but the epic conclusion to this original trilogy. This is just an epic film from beginning to end. The climax, the big final showdown is just incredible. Seeing pirates against pirates, the British against Davy Jones and pirates, and all of it colliding to make an exciting, action-packed finale from beginning to end. There's some epic moments, but there's some cheesy and ridiculous moments to get some levity in the film. And overall, this is just a great ending. And overall, the build up to the ending I think is really great. Johnny Depp is still really great as Jack Sparrow. The casting is still really good. The relationship between Will and Elizabeth, I still think this is fall point. They're trying to make a love triangle between them and Jack, which does not work in this film. So good thing they did not do much about that. Good thing they dropped that. And the film is just a great bookend to the original trilogy. From the first one to the third one, you can tell that this is a proper progression from 1 all the way to 3. And this just has a great ending from Will to Elizabeth to Jack. Yes, it does set up the Fountain of Youth, but I don't think that was meant to be a film. I think that was just kind of something that could be like, yeah, Jack's going to go on another adventure that we'll never see. Overall, is the film a bit too long? Yes. Could there have been some stuff cut? Yes. And is the Calypso stuff not that great? Yeah, but overall, I still really enjoy it. Coming in second place, I have Dead Man's Chest, a really fantastic sequel. Introducing Bill Nighy as Davy Jones is fantastic. He's been my personal favorite Pirates of the Caribbean villain. The visual effects and motion capture work on him is absolutely stunning. The film looks pretty fantastic. The relationships and performances are still really good. Johnny Depp is still, once again, fantastic as Captain Jack Sparrow. The film looks great. The action sequences are still really good. And it goes more into the mystical fantasy aspect, but it doesn't go overboard like the third one did in terms of the Kraken, in terms of more mythical moments. And overall, the action sequence is really cool. The opening sequence with all the cages is fun. The wheel sword fight, I think, is really awesome as well. And overall, this is just a fantastic, fun sequel. The only problem I have with this film is it just kind of seems like it's not as fun as this first film. And it kind of seems like it's in the shadow of that first film, but overall, I still enjoy it. But of course, coming in first place, I have Pirates of the Caribbean and Curse of the Black Pearl, showing that you can make a great movie based on an amusement ride. This film is so fun and just epic from beginning to end. This is one of the best adventure films ever made. Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow performance is absolutely great. It's fun, but it doesn't get grating. It's just absolutely amazing from beginning to end. And this performance actually got nominated for an Oscar. It's an absolute fantastic performance from beginning to end. It's great. It's inspiring from a lot of points. It's just great. The relationship between Will and Elizabeth, it's not amazing, but this is definitely the best it's been. Barbossa is a really great villain. He's over the top and on all the best ways. The film looks fantastic. The action sequences are absolutely amazing and exciting. And this is just one of the best adventure films ever made. So those are my thoughts plus ranking on all 5 Pirates of the Caribbean films. What do you think of those? I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, you can hit that like button and subscribe and hit that post notification bell so you guys never miss when I upload another video. You can also check out my podcast I do every other Tuesday with a friend of mine. It's called the Movie View Podcast. And you guys can check out my Instagram at GenRoscoeDaniel77. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Gen will out.